Okay. Let's talk a little bit more about like how these credit reports, you say this a lot, credit reports are money.
Yeah,
Like people want to talk about money. They want to hear about money.
yeah,
I do the same thing. I say
yeah,
your credit
yeah,
report is
yeah.
money.
So
In
you
the
got
most simplest form, how can you explain that our credit reports, even a screenshot on Credit Karma, everybody loves Credit Karma. A
Oh yeah.
screenshot on Credit Karma could result in money.
Yeah. Well, so let's talk about Credit Karma, right? So Credit Karma, as we speak, is worth like $8.1 billion. And, so they're in the data industry, right? So they're not typically essentially like giving out the score that everybody thinks, right, is right or wrong, whatever the case may be. I don't get into that debate, right? So
Right.
let's look at the credit report. And to be honest with you, um, the consumer should be geared to wanting to sue the debt collector
Mm-hmm.
because they're on the credit report, they're trashing the credit report, they're
Mm-hmm.
bogging their score down, and that's an actual damage within itself. And so yeah, so if I obtain a credit report, my number one goal is to get a violation to go to federal court. Period. Point blank. That's all I want to do. And so a common violation is like you said, right? So you send a dispute, they don't mark it disputed, or you know, lately, like I just take the story from the consumer and tell the debt collector, right? So I'll ask the consumer like, tell me why you could not pay this. And I'll just tell them, say, hey, look, I couldn't pay this because I lost my job, right? So
Yep.
I'm just not going to pay, right? And so um, a lot of violations spring up out of that because they're not reading the letter. They don't like a lot of people put emphasis on these letters, and these companies is not reading the letters. And the reason the way I know that, right? Because I mean, you can simply just tell a debt collector like, I refuse to pay, right? And the next thing you know, you got these debt validation stuff in the mail. It's like, dude,
Yep.
like I said I wasn't gonna pay this. Like, go, oh,
Right. I'm not paying you.
yeah. And so a lot of violations spring up out of that. So getting the story of the consumer is super very important because every account is like has its own story. Right. So just convey it over to the debt collector. And I promise you, if people start picking up on that, because this is the gem, they're like, this is the thing. They're not reading the letter, right? Everybody like everybody wants the systems that's like super fast, super, all of this type of stuff. And it's just like, why don't let's slow down and read the letter, see what the need of the consumer is, and like go to the next step, right? They're not doing that. So there's a there where you're not doing it is a huge opportunity for money. And so I've seen that there's a defense firm that represents like I'm gonna just say 70%, right, of the nation, right? It's a huge um, defense firm. And so I've seen their YouTube interview, and he was just like, yeah, you know, it touches the bottom line when we have to read all these letters, and it's just like, oh, okay, so let me do a little bit of research on
Mm-hmm.
who all your clients is, and then let's you know send some send some fancy paperwork through.
Right. Right.
And so yeah, so I mean, I make light of that, but it's really it's a serious issue when they're
Yeah.
when they're ignoring a dispute, right? When they're not really reading the dispute. And so a lot of the stuff that I do, like, I don't want to say it's trial and error, but I'm like super, like, trying to shoot a moving duck, right?
Right.
So, say for an example, what's picking up right now is um, text messages, right? And
Okay.
so with text messages, you have technology that's that's always moving, right? So say for example, there it's a great system out there. It's called Go High Level, right? And so within Go High Level, you're allowed to like pick up keywords, right? So say for example,
Correct.
the debt collector sends that text message to you, hey, you owe this money, and then they're gonna say, hey, stop, right? They're gonna
Yeah.
stop. That system, because of Twilio, just automatically picks up stop, right? So say for an
Right.
example, I had a long run at it before the industry kind of like caught on to it. So I would just tell a person, I say, hey, just text back, I refuse to pay, right? So that's statutorily what the consumer has to say. And
Okay.
so we had a long, good run out of it, right? So before a lot of lawsuits sprung up, a lot of people was like a lot of debt collectors breaking the law.
Right.
So about $5,000 north, it was just like golden, right? Just do, just coming in. So I was like, dude. So, like I say, it's a moving duck, right? So we we got to come up with different ways, right? Different ways to say I refuse to pay, right?
Correct.
So so I just don't have any money, right? So
Right.
I'll use that, and use until they catch on to that, and then we find something else, and then do something else, and it's always a moving target with debt collectors, and so yeah,
Seems like it's easier.
it's kind of
We
it's
make it
kind of
harder,
crazy.
basically. Yeah.
Well, look, he probably didn't ask for it, but come here 1 second. Just come here 1 second. Come here 1 second. Come here one second.
And again.
Come here 1 second. We're live right now. Come here, come on, come here.
Oh, hey,
This is the
postman.
postman. This is the postman. So we're doing a interview right now. So if you, I mean, okay, look, I'm a lot younger than you, and what we
You're
call
not a
this,
lot younger than me, but go ahead.
yeah, yeah, yeah. And we have a meaning called no cap, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what no cap means, I ain't lying. So
Mm-hmm.
what did you just deliver her? Like, what did you just deliver her? And we're gonna open it, but we're gonna tell you to
Certified letter.
okay, certified letter. But I'm finna open it 1 second. We're finna open it up and I want you don't say the number, right?
Right.
I want you to describe what you what's your
The
what's
folks.
your
Look at the return receipt.
yeah, you gotta return that back. So I want you to describe what this is. Just describe it, right? What like just from looking at this, what do you think this is?
Cash payment.
A check, right? So how often do you because the FedEx man already came.
Right.
So how often do you deliver these types of things to me or to this office?
On a regular basis, it's hard to say because you get several pieces of mail, so pretty regular.
You see what I'm saying? So
Exactly.
this is something, essentially that, he delivers to my office pretty regular. And oh, here goes another one. Here goes another one. Right? So, and here goes another one. Dude, let's look at it. Now keep in mind, man, this ain't we haven't coerced this. This is live,
Right.
right? This is live. So and then it's kind of crazy that people think that like, man, if you just focus in on one thing, and I told a lot of things on your interview right now, it'll come it'll happen for you, right? So say for an example, like what are we this? What do you think this is?
It's not the same as that other.
The
Same as that
same.
Yeah.
Oh
Thank
man.
you. Thank you for your
Got
cameo.
another one. You know
Not a
what
paid
I'm
actor.
saying? Thank you, man.
Well,
Thank you.
sound like I'm in the
Thank
wrong.
you.
It looks like it.
Thank you for your
Let me
service.
and go back to work.
Thank you for your service.
All right, I'm good.
To be honest with you, I mean, I caught that right on live. Say for example, man, I make light of it, right? But
Right.
essentially the same thing I just told you about is how these checks came into the office, right? And so if the cons if the people that's viewing this, if they, you know, they reach out to you and they might be sitting on some money, right? And so,
Correct.
but you have to be consistent, right?
Yeah.
You just can't say, oh, okay, like this is a one shot thing, like oh, this is then the money tree just like gets shaken. Like, no, come
Right.
on.
Right. Let's
But
see.
from what I can tell you is four checks has came today, and I'm at least $10,000 up, at least $10,000 worth of today. Today, one day.
It's only Monday.
Yes.
You're just starting off pretty good. You're starting
So,
off pretty good.
so it's I see your tagline, stay at home millionaire. Yeah, but I'm in the office, so don't think I'm a stay at home millionaire.
I'm just a favorite one.